Imagine this for a moment. The king of today's jungle, a powerful adult male lion, suddenly finds himself transported millions of years back in time, into the age of dinosaurs. At first, the lion doesn't understand what has happened. He stands in a dense, unfamiliar forest. The air smells different, thicker, almost ancient. Strange sounds echo in the distance, and the ground beneath his paws feels softer and warmer than the savannas he is used to. Confused but proud, the lion raises his head and releases a deep, thunderous roar. In his world, that roar is a warning, a declaration of power. It tells every animal within kilometers that the king is here. For a few seconds, the jungle falls silent. The lion feels in control. This is just another territory to conquer, or so he believes. He begins walking forward, muscles relaxed but alert, scanning his surroundings. Exotic insects buzz around him, and enormous ferns brush against his body as he moves. Everything here is bigger, older, and more alien than anything he has ever seen. Suddenly, he freezes. Ahead of him stands a creature so massive that it almost looks like a moving mountain. A gigantic herbivorous dinosaur slowly pulls leaves from the tops of towering trees. Its neck stretches high into the sky, and each step it takes makes the ground tremble. The lion has hunted buffalo, zebras, even young elephants. But he has never seen anything like this. His instincts tell him that this creature is prey. It is slow, unaware, and completely defenseless. Or at least that is what his hunter's brain assumes. Lowering his body, the lion begins to stalk through the tall, prehistoric grass. Every step is silent, calculated. The same deadly technique that has made him king in his own era. But as he gets closer, the dinosaur shifts its weight and takes a single heavy step. The ground shakes violently. Dust rises into the air. The lion pauses, surprised. This is not the reaction of normal prey. This creature is simply too large. One accidental step could crush him instantly. For the first time since arriving in this strange world, the lion hesitates. Before he can decide what to do next, the jungle changes again. Birds, or something similar to birds, burst into the sky in panic. The air fills with a deep, terrifying roar that echoes through the forest like thunder. The lion turns his head toward the sound, and what he sees makes his entire body go rigid. Emerging from between the trees is one of the most feared predators to ever exist. A Tyrannosaurus rex. It is taller than any animal the lion has ever encountered, its massive head swaying with each step. Its jaws are lined with teeth longer than the lion's claws. Every movement radiates raw, unstoppable power. The lion's heart begins to race. In his world, he is the top predator. Nothing hunts him. Nothing challenges him directly. But now, standing in front of this gigantic carnivore, he feels something he has rarely felt before: fear. Still, instinct forces him to act brave. He arches his back, bares his teeth, and roars as loudly as he can, trying to intimidate the giant predator. In the African savanna, that roar would send hyenas and leopards running. It would echo across the plains as a warning that the king is not to be challenged. But the Tyrannosaurus rex does not run. Instead, it tilts its massive head slightly, almost as if it is curious. To the dinosaur, this small golden creature is not a rival. It is just another animal. The lion makes a bluff charge, sprinting forward a few steps in a classic intimidation display. But the T-Rex responds instantly. With just one enormous stride, it closes the distance far faster than the lion expected. At that moment, the lion understands a brutal truth. This is not a fight he can win, not even close. He spins around and runs at full speed, his powerful legs pushing him through the thick vegetation as he desperately tries to escape. Behind him, the T-Rex lets out another deafening roar, the sound vibrating through the lion's entire body. The king of the savannah is now running for his life. From that moment on, Everything changes. The lion no longer walks proudly through the jungle. He moves carefully, quietly, avoiding open areas and listening constantly for heavy footsteps. His behavior shifts from ruler to survivor. Hunting also becomes more difficult. Most of the animals around him are either far too large to attack or completely unfamiliar. Strange reptiles scurry through the undergrowth, and the air is filled with creatures he does not understand. He begins targeting only the smallest animals he can find, conserving energy and avoiding unnecessary risks. Days pass, and the lion becomes thinner, more cautious. He stops roaring altogether. In his own time, his roar was a symbol of dominance. Here, it would only attract monsters. One evening, thirsty and exhausted, the lion approaches a wide prehistoric river. The surface of the water is calm, reflecting the orange glow of the setting sun. He scans the area carefully before lowering his head to drink. For a moment, everything seems peaceful. Then the water explodes. A massive shape bursts from beneath the surface, jaws snapping shut just inches from the lion's face. It is a gigantic prehistoric predator, something between a crocodile and a dinosaur, perfectly adapted to ambush anything that comes too close to the water's edge. The lion leaps backward in pure instinct, barely avoiding being dragged into the river. His heart pounds violently as he stumbles away, realizing that even the water is not safe in this ancient world. By now, the truth is clear. In the modern world, the lion is an apex predator, sitting at the top of the food chain. But in the age of dinosaurs, he is just another medium-sized carnivore surrounded by giants, creatures bigger, stronger, and more dangerous than anything evolution has produced in his time. He may survive for a few days, maybe even a few weeks if he is extremely careful. But he will never become the king of this world. There are simply too many predators, too many dangers, and too many animals that see him not as a ruler, but as food. This story shows something fascinating about nature. Being the king of one era does not guarantee dominance in another. Every animal is perfectly adapted to its own time, its own environment, and its own enemies. The lion is a masterpiece of evolution for the African savanna, but in the prehistoric world of dinosaurs, he is completely outmatched. And it makes you wonder, if a creature as powerful and confident as a lion can become helpless in a different era, what would happen if one of those ancient monsters suddenly appeared in our modern world today? Would humans still be at the top of the food chain, or would we become the ones running for our lives?